enter you. So, okay, you went to .NET, right? So, kind of, can you help me with the core features of .NET?
The Dotnet is a cross platform. Like the core features is the one of the biggest feature for the .NET is a cross platform. That means you can develop one application in one machine. Like it's like take an example for if you develop any application for a web application. The same web application you can use for the desktop application and the mobile application as well. And in the .NET, we have so many other features like the performance wise is very high. Uh, the optimizations and the security protocols are also very high. So these are the few core features why we need to choose for the .NET.
Okay. Do you know the latest version of .NET?
Yes, .NET 8 is the latest version, and last year November, Microsoft released .NET 8. It has so many new features. Few of them are in the .NET 8. We have C# 12 version, and apart from that, we have the JSON request. They increased previous versions. The JSON request per second. The JSON request is will handle around. Uh, 50 millions. Now they increased to 80 millions. Around 20% it's increased. And other features in the Blazor and in the WinForms and MVC. And in Data.Type, they introduced a new option called Aspero. So these are the few improvements that are included in the .NET 8.
Okay. So, can you help me how the .NET framework works basically, like in a high level walkthrough?
Okay, so .NET Framework is developed by the Microsoft, and in the .NET Framework, it will support to different language programming languages like F Sharp, C Sharp, VB.NET, even Python also will support. And the .NET Framework will work. It uses the CLR mechanism like what it means by the CLR means compile uh, uh, compile runtime language. That means whatever the code that we wrote in the .NET framework, it will first convert it into the IL code. That means intermediate uh, language. After that, it will use the JIT, just-in-time compiler. From that, the next step it will go to the CLR. The what CLR will do is take the what are the code that we wrote in the framework and the CLR will convert it into the machine level language. Eh, so the machine level, we can say it is an 8 code or the byte code. We can say the CLR will process the code into the machine understandable language and it will return output to the framework, what are the code that we wrote in the framework. So these are the high level topics that are mainly included in the .NET framework. I will summarize once again. The high level options are the modules what we have is first one is IL, the second one is JIT, the third one is CLR.
Okay, great. Okay. So, can you help me? Can you explain what is an assembly?
Assembly is a uh, one type of module like uh, for suppose if we create any one class, if we build that class, the class will hold the references. The class reference will hold into the assembly. So, like for suppose if you create any project, the project versions and the class references, the version controls, these all things we will find it in the assemblies.
Okay, so what are the different types of assemblies we have in .NET?
Uh, Sorry, no idea.
No, okay, no problem. Fine, that's perfectly fine. So can you just help me the page life cycle events, some of the page life cycle events?
Oh, page life cycle events.
Yes, kind of page pre-init, page init like we have, right?
Uh, so I didn't recollect it right now.
No, no
I,
issues.
I
Okay.
forgot that. I mean the
Okay,
names.
what is the garbage collector? What is garbage collector?
The garbage collector will remove the unobjected from the memory, and it will allocate the memory for the newly creating objects.
Okay. So if I want to apply some theme to an application, example, let's say if you see in the Google Chrome, we have themes, right?
Yes.
White theme or black theme. So I want to do in that uh, application using the ASP.NET. I want to implement theming. So what is the main kind of file we need to uh, uh, include our theme colorings?
I didn't get theming means
Okay, when you go to Google Chrome, you can change from black to white to black, right?
yes.
Or anywhere. So that kind of thing, we want to apply that theme. So in which file we can define the theming?
In the configure section, we have in the web.config file. So in there,
Okay,
we have the web section. Inside that, we need to add the pages of theme equal to Windows.
fine, fine. Okay, that's what I'm looking. Okay. Um, okay. So, uh, do you have any idea about delegates?
Yes, uh, delegate is a data object. It depends method signature, and it can pass a function as a parameter. And we have three types of delegates: func, func.
Sorry.
We have three types of delegates in C#. The first one is func delegate,
Okay.
and the second one is
Okay. Fine. So can you help me the some of the security controls available in ASP.NET?
uh, security controls. Uh, that is on ASP login. Uh, it is the capability to enable the users to enter their credentials with the ID and password fields and login name and login view, and the login status and password recovery. Like the password recovery is if we want to forget the password, you want to recover that password means we use the forget password options like in general. That's
Okay.
the password recovery.
Fine. So can you help me the process of boxing and unboxing in .NET?
The boxing is the converting value type to the reference type. That's called boxing. Boxing is the implicit type, whereas unboxing means when we converting the object from when we convert the value reference type to the value type, that is called as an unboxing. Example for the boxing is int is an unboxing, whereas reference type is the object. So that's the example for the unboxing.
Okay. So if you see the web.config file, there is something called app settings. So what is the use of that?
In the app settings file, we uh, whole application configurations we have like database URLs and some security codes we can maintain in the app.config file. Uh, sorry. Apart from that, we can maintain the version controls also and environment. So these are the things that we can handle it in the app settings.
Okay. So do you have idea about memories in .NET?
Uh, yes, we have two types of memories, heap memory and stack memory. Where stack memory is it's a value type, like if you store the values of the variables, what are the variables that we have. Let's take example in 5 into a equal to 5 means the value is stored in the stack. But in the same way, heap means when you create the object will store it in the heap memory, and the reference of that object will store it in the stack.
Okay. So okay, the next one is like, so do you have idea about connection pooling?
Uh, yes.
So
The
what are the
connection,
parameters we use in connection pooling?
there are four parameters mainly we will use in the connection pooling. And so those are first one is the connect timeout and minimum pool size, max pool size, and the third one, the fourth one is the pooling. So these are the main four parameters of the pooling that mainly we will use.
So do you know what is MDI and and what is that purpose?
MDI is a multiple document interface. It will allow us to open a multiple windows, and it will have one parent window as a main child window, and the components are shared from the parent window like toolbar, menu bar.
Okay. So what is this core FX? Have you heard about it and what is it exactly?
CoreFX is the set of class library implementation for the .NET Core. It includes collection types like console, file system, XML, JSON, async, and so on. It is a platform neutral on Excel code, which means it can be shared across all platforms.
Okay. So explain transfer encoding.
Transfer encoding is used for transferring the playground body, transforming a transformation part of the data sent to the HTTP body. The user is a hop by hop header that is applied not a resource itself, but to a message between two nodes.
Okay. Have you worked on any MS builds in the .NET Core?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain MS build?
Yes, sure. MsBuild is the free and open source development platform for the Visual Studio and Microsoft. It is a build tool that is helpful in automating the software products like creation process, along with the source code compilation, packaging, testing, deployment, and documentation allocation, like so on.
Okay. So have you worked on this, APIs?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say I'm trying to hit an API and this API is not available. Example. Let's say there is
Okay.
a API called products slash price, but that is not available. So what is the
Okay.
error we will expect?
Page not found.
Okay,
Invalid URL. Sorry.
okay, fine, fine, okay. I am a user. Okay, I am a user, and I am trying to you know uh, uh, hit a something kind of I am trying to create a user in database from the UI. I send a request. So
Okay.
it is a post request. So what
Okay.
is the status code of a created user?
201.
Okay, okay. I created an user. I want to update the user information. So what can we use? Kind of only, let's say the user is created. I just want to update user age. Example. What is the method we use?
Put
Okay, fine.
method.
So let's go into some of the let me send you some small code snippet, and you don't need to write the code. Just you can answer your uh, uh, let me send some small code snippet. You can answer. Bear with me. Okay, so if you see the chat, I sent a message to you. Just a minute. Okay. So there is a student list. Okay.
Okay.
So just let's consider. I just want to filter whose marks is less than 50. So there is a marks key, right? I want to filter whose marks is less than 50. You can just send me, or no need to write exact code, and you can just send or write a Sudoku, or you can send me or tell me what is your approach.
Uh, so, uh, so it's a JSON object, and we have three student data like name, marks, age. To get the marks, students list dot marks, and here we are checking the less than 50. So students list dot marks less than 50. So that's the condition.